Hi, this is Tracy again in Raleigh, North Carolina at Ornamentia. Today we're going to talk to my friend Sarah.
Hi.
That also works at Ornamentia. She's been a metalsmith for quite some time.
A little while.
A little while.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about hammers today. Now, I do know some stuff, Sarah, but not nearly as much as you, so let's talk a little bit about it. I have a lot of customers that want to know, well, what's the difference between all of them? What am I going to use them for?
We do have a lovely assortment to pick from.
We do have quite a few. Can we maybe start with the rawhide mallet?
Oh, definitely, definitely. This is probably the one you'll use the most. It's your workhorse. If you need to, it's my go-to pretty much in my studio. If I want to just gently shape some metal, take a strip, turn it into a cuff, I'm gonna grab that, grab my nice bracelet mandrel, and just gently tap and shape it around it. I'm just kind of softly shaping it and moving it. I'm not really expanding and changing the dimension of the metal.
You're not trying to like texture it or anything?
No, not trying to texture it or expand it out. Just want to shape it. Also, if you're going for your stamps, you want to do some texture or do a punch, you're going to want to grab the rawhide mallet. There's actually quite a few books that say to use like the chasing hammer or the ball peen to strike the back of it. But if you're doing that, you know, you've got this nice mirror shiny polished finish, and you're actually going to mar and scar up the surface of it. And then
you don't want to have to refinish that.
Not really. I've done it. It's not fun. And then when you go to use it on your metal, you've got all these marks and dings that you're leaving on the metal. But the rawhide mallet, it loves getting dinged up, and it actually is made to soften as you use it. I have the same one that I've had since school. So. Something else to consider too, you want to think about where you're holding your hammer. Sometimes I have to, quite a few people want to choke up on it to thinking it'll be a little more stable, but you actually want it to be an extension of your arm and come to the bottom and just kind of grip around the bottom. Get a nice even strike. If you can stand, that's always better because you're getting a better range of motion on your piece. If you're sitting, you're kind of cutting yourself short, especially if you're coming in to use the punches. You want it, got to really hit it. Something to consider too, we recommend using the rubber pads under your steel block because it actually absorbs the blow. And as much as you're work hardening your metal disc and you might break it eventually from using too much, you can do the same thing with your steel block. The more strikes you do to it, you're actually work hardening it, and you know, you want to extend the life of your tools by taking care of them. So the rubber pad underneath helps absorb the blow and keep that in there. But moving on, so you're ready now to make some nice clean marks, make some pretty dap marks or punches on your metal. That's when you come in and you want you kind of look at the surface of your hammer to see what you want to use. You have a nice shiny polished finish to it. It's going to make nice clean marks to it. Again, this has a great rounded rounded end on the bottom of the hammer, so it's going to fit nicely in your hand, and you can just come in and get some nice clean even strikes.
So that's going to give you that nice kind of sparkly
more of a polished finish to it. So you might come in and use your ball peen, which has the rounded end as well, similar to the chasing. Nice rounded end and then flat as well. It's a good initial kind of getting the nice heavy marks into it, really doing some shaping. You're coming on your nice big bowl over here, and you've got your big sheet of metal, and you can get some nice strikes and shape it and form it and dome it that way. And then you'd come in and do your finished surface if you want to clean it up with a nice mirror polish finish on the chasing hammer. Now both of these actually have, as I said, the ball peen on the back. And in a pinch, you can use those to rivet too.
Yeah, I've used one before.
Yeah, I've grabbed mine, and when I couldn't find my lovely riveting hammer, which is the better choice if you have one, if you can get one. It has a nice flat end for the front that's great for using your wire rivets, tube rivets, and even actually finishing off your eyelets with, pretty nicely too. You can give it a nice finish after you've done the punching. Also has more of a narrow strip on the back, which you can do your cross peen. You'll kind of hit one direction and then rotate and do a nice X mark on it. But what's really cool is you can get a great texture on the side of your cuffs or your bracelets too. It's called coining the edge. And you're just going to come down and strike on it. It kind of resembles like the side of a quarter. So that's where they came in with coining. So I actually recommended to somebody who had hammered their cuff a little too thin to come and coin the edge of it, and that would work harden it and toughen it up and give a little more spring and rigidity back to it.
And then it wasn't like flimsy and sharp on the edge.
It wasn't quite holding tight as she wanted it to. So that's a great way to come in and strengthen the piece with that. Then finally we have our lovely textured hammers, which all have these great hammerhead surfaces with this really nice, clean, even texture to it. But what you're going to get though, you're not going to get exactly the stripe, and you're not going to hit your metal and get the stripe line.
Yeah, like that one, or the cross hatch.
Yeah, it's not going to do it exactly. What you're going to get though are great dimple marks hit into it, not the rounded little ones that you might have from the back of your ball peen.
Right.
But you're going to get the nice, you know,
it'll be
square.
Dimpled, like whatever the texture is.
Yeah, so we've got squares on this one, so it'll leave some little nice angles to it. The stripes actually leave some nice little striations across it. On this one, we've got little hole divots, which leave really cool marks on the surface, and again, the stripe.
The star's really cool.
Yeah, the star makes a really nice triangular shaping on it, and then some other nice divoting marks across it. So,
cool.
Pretty much covers all of our hammers, but if taken care of, it's, you know, most of these are just a one-time purchase, and they're a great investment in your studio, but it's just a matter of grabbing the right tool for what you need.
Yeah, and then you don't have to replace it because
yes.
you misused it or abused it.
Definitely.
Well, thanks so much for your help, Sarah. I appreciate it.
No problem.
We'll have another chat sometime.
Excellent. Yeah.